All right, how's it going? All right, let's just keep adding some features to this. So I want the arrows to also allow the player to move. Nice. Just need to make sure I also have up. All right, yeah, I need to add these. My kid was trying to play this game with me, and she kept going to the arrows, and she could not figure out how to like move with WASD. So I need to add those key bindings. All right, so we should be able to move around now. I'm trying to remember what else I wanted to do. Let me add that. Add ability to move with arrow key. Wondering if you're using both cursor and Clawude at the same time or just Clawude. I use both. I use Clawude for like the heavy lifting features, like I'll just prompt it, do a little bit of plan mode, have it implement the feature. If it's something small I can fix real quick, I'll just use cursor for it, like tab complete, or I'll just do like a highlight, Command K. What's up? Holographic squid. All right, a buddy of mine, go to my Discord real quick. This off the screen. Where's Oh, here it is. I have to scale these down a little bit. Like a rifle. I'm not sure what these two guns are. I'd have to ask them. One looks like a shotgun, one looks like a bolt action. What is this then? If this is the bolt action, what is the other one? Let me undo these real quick. All right, I'll start with one. I'm going to start with the bolt action. Just move these out. This one, move out of the way. Bolt action rifle. I'm going to scale it down. Wonder if I can scale it without it messing up the aspect ratio. How do I scale this thing? Now all these items in the game kind of have like a black outline. I could try to do that. That kind of looks bad. I might just have to like I think that's good enough. Alright, so that's the bolt action. What do you recommend for reviewing this project code before trying to contribute to it? I think it depends on what you're trying to do. So I mean, pay attention if you want to stick around in the stream. I'm going to try to add a new item, a new gun. And right now, my best suggestion is to load up cursor and ask it, what code would I need to modify to add a gun? Or you could jump in the straight Clawude and just ask Clawude to add a gun for you. That's an option too. And I can kind of show you that. So I added, let me look at the style sheet. You can see at the very bottom left, it says 064, right? So I'm going to keep that on my head, 064. And then I'm going to just go to Clawude real quick. I want to add a new gun called a bolt action rifle. It should only shoot once every 2 seconds. It should deal 3 damage. The sprite location is 0,64. Add that item/weapon. Additionally, you need to add a bolt action ammo. You can just reuse the same ammo sprite as we did with the pistol ammo. Make sure you add it to the entities list. Make sure you add it to the client in the backend so that I can start spawning them and testing these weapons out. Okay. Excuse me. We can say use the pistol weapon/entities as an initial example. And then I don't want to have it be on the input. I want it to be on, I'll just say pistol. Now for what I've seen, this will probably not fully get it implemented. There's going to be like some stuff that it forgets to do. So I'll probably have to do yet another iteration to get it working. If you want to, you can actually like tag related files. So like I should probably tag the entities. I think there's like one here. So like it should hopefully, let's see, I have an item registry. So it's probably going to modify the item registry. It's probably going to, actually it's going to update the item config. We have like all the items like bandages, pistol, ammo, etc. That's all defined here. I must have a weapon registry, don't I? Yeah. Same thing, I got a weapons config. So it probably is going to add a bolt action rifle here. Probably going to add bolt action to the weapons type, hopefully. I do remember there's like entities. I forget what they're called. The game shared? No. I literally keep forgetting where this is defined. Here it is. Entities constants in game shared. I really don't know why I have a constants file and then an entities constants. Seems kind of silly. Re-exports from game config for backwards compatibility. Yeah, there's some questionable stuff I have to kind of refactor this code base, but is TRCP still useful? I'm learning and enjoying it, not gonna lie. Yeah, I think it's still useful. I think it's a pretty cool tool to use. Hey Cody, what were your favorite courses, subjects in college? My favorite was something called Topics in Computer Science. That's where you had to basically give 2 presentations. You'd pick something that's like, in my case, I think I picked something about like music theory and like generating songs all via MIDI. I think there's another thing I talked about too, but it's basically just a way to get exposure to various things that's in computer science. Like some people did discussions about computer vision, some people did discussions about AI. It was just a really like eye-opening class where you just get a better understanding of like there's a lot more than just web development when it comes to computer science or like game development. There's systems, there's compilers, there is research that goes into signal processing, stuff like that. My second favorite course, trying to think. There's some things I didn't like, just like discrete mathematics, like proving with induction was not enjoyable. Like it just felt pointless. There was a class that we like built like a compiler in at one point. I think that was a pretty fun class. There's a course where we learned assembly. That was a complete waste of time in my opinion. And then of course you take like the typical like object-oriented programming classes. There's like the C++. Well, it's just C. I think it was like the C classes, which again is just like introduction to C. Is there anything that was actually like interesting though? Oh, there's like this one class where you actually had to like team up with some other people and build something. That would have been a fun class if like I could find people who are like actually like good. Like the people I teamed up with, they didn't seem really interested in building anything. Any reason why you do not use the plan mode? I do sometimes. I think if the feature is large enough, I will use the plan mode. I think once you use Claude enough, you realize what it can implement like one shot pretty well. So I have a feeling it's going to one shot this feature or at least get like 90% there. And I don't think the plan mode is very useful because I already know like it's basically just copying and pasting existing code and modifying it. So what we could do here is I'm going to refresh. I'm going to say /spawn and I'll say bolt action rifle. Hopefully that's what it's called. Okay, it did spawn it. I can pick it up. It's definitely using the wrong type of Oh, I know why it's messed up. think it's messed up because I don't know why it's messed up. I'll have to go check this out. Again, this is like when it's good to know your code base because like this just totally failed to load the asset. So I need to go to weapon config and then I need to find the bolt action rifle. Here it is. And then here is the sprite positions right down up. Okay, so I'm missing. I think I used the wrong sheet default. Interesting. So it only shows when I go up and down, and it's showing like what part of it that? That's not even this style sheet. I think it's using the wrong style sheet or something. Yeah, it's right here. Let me see if it'll just load in the right sheet. I don't know if there's maybe like a caching issue. There we go. Look at that. So now I need to add different ammo for it. So like I need to go here and I may just copy and paste this over here. And the only thing I'm going to change, what's the eye picker called? It's a I. Okay, we're going to do this. Hit the marquee tool with an M. And then I'm going to make it longer. Now it's like a larger caliber, so I think that should be good. All right, so now we're going to save this again, export it. And then I'm going to look at the top left corner here. This is 1664. So we're going to go back to the item config. We're going to find the bolt action ammo. 16.4. We're going to save it. And we're going to just go ahead and try to refresh. Spawn bolt action ammo. There we go. Spawn bolt action rifle. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much how I would add new items. Not really playing a sound. I probably have to find a special sound for when you fire this, like a rifle sound, and then like an actual like reload. Why not make it look like a shell at a brass tip? Oh, that's not a shotgun. Yeah, it's a rifle. I already have a shotgun somewhere. Spawn shotgun. Spawn shotgun. Yeah, so that's the shotgun ammo. Which I think the shotgun ammo should be red. Typically shotgun ammo is red, right? This should kill zombies one hit. Like that's the goal I'm going for. Because it does 3 damage. These zombies all have like 3 HP, I believe. But yeah, some things that I could use help with if you want to contribute is like the sound effects. If you can go and find like, what is it called? It's like freesounds.com, but actually go and make sure it's Creative Commons 0 so that you can use it without like having to give credit or whatever. Not that, like, you could still give credit if you want to link it in the credits file, but it just makes it easier if you just don't have to worry about any of that stuff. But like when I'm running around, I want it to play some like walking noises, and when I sprint, I want it to play a different type of running noise. Firing this gun, I want it to be oh, my server just crashed. What's going on? Well, that's not good. Consume ammo. Tries to consume 1 unit of ammo. Not read property of... Is that because I tried to fire it with no ammo? Well, I gotta restart my server. It just like died hardcore. Why did that break my game? Okay, cool little strategy. We just successfully added a weapon and ammo. And so what I would actually probably do if you want, sometimes I do this. We're going to go ahead and say like docs adding weapons.md. And I'm going to say, please summarize all the different files you had to change just to add a weapon and document the process inside of that adding weapons.md file that's in the docs folder. Okay, just so that you like later on you could just like tag this, and then the Claude code doesn't have to like think as hard, like because without that it has to literally like go through your code base and understand what it needs to modify. Versus if you document an addition like this and have it someplace, you can just tag this in the future, and I could just add like a weapon real easily. We're gonna try that with another weapon. So while it's doing that in the background, we're gonna go and try to grab in the AK. So let's grab the AK. I don't know if it's gonna fit too well. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. That looks good, I think. Need to kind of tweak it a little bit. So we're gonna use the eye picker. We're gonna move this over. I guess this is supposed to be the clip. Yeah, I'm gonna make it like that. We're gonna erase that. Keep that. What is this? It's supposed to be the iron sight. Keep the iron sight. I feel like it needs a larger grip. You know, I think it's good enough. Now I just need to put like an outline in black so we can actually see it. Kind of looks too tall. Yeah, I don't know about this. I'm not an artist. I can ask my friend to make me a better one. That's good enough for now, whatever. So we're gonna export this one as well. You know, while we're at it, like let's just go ahead and create some ammo. And this one needs to be like a, probably more like a mag clip, right? I don't know what I'm doing here. It has like lines on the outside, right? Looks terrible. Whatever. Not a perfectionist, so it's good enough, and we can kind of go and like get those locations. We have 3264 and 4864. Okay, so we have the adding weapons MD file now that kind of documented the things that need to change. So now not only can AI use this to make it faster to add stuff, other people could potentially join who aren't using AI and read through this and be like, okay, well, we have to define the weapons, blah, 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 and they kind of read through this. A lot of information here. But we're going to try to basically clear. Goodness. All right, so we're going to just bring it in. I'm going to say, can you please add in a new weapon called the AK-47? The weapon X pixel location is 32, Y 64. And then also add an ammo for it. The X location is 48, Y 64. Did I get that right? 48, 64, 32, 64. I think this should be good enough. Like basically tag the context file and it's going to read through there and it should be able to basically add that weapon, hopefully correctly the first time. Right. I'll check chat in just 1 second. I want to see how this kind of does. And I would have actually committed. I forgot, but I mean, I like to commit small incremental changes. So like we just added a weapon, a bolt action rifle. I probably would have committed that whole set, or at least staged it before I started doing the AK, but it's fine. Oh wait, oh, there's a lot of text. Okay. I will try to add a gun. I want to pursue game dev dream. Yeah, go ahead. And that's the repo's free. I mean, it's open source. MIT production gives some version. Hold on, I gotta get my kid some water. She's coughing. Okay. Honestly, let me Google what a shotgun ammo looks like. I don't like. So it has just a brass at the bottom. Keep it. Yeah, it's 12 gauge, 10 gauge. I think that's probably better, right? Does that look okay for a shotgun ammo? Is that pretty obvious, like the moment you see it, or not really? Introduction gives some instincts around recursion if you take functional programming. Assembly is good to know a bit just to understand layers of abstraction, some of the sense of performance. Yeah. The minimap reminds me of RuneScape. Well, let me tell you, I played a lot of RuneScape back in my day. So that's probably where the inspiration kind of came from. How difficult would it be to make this game multiplayer? It already is multiplayer. You can actually go, we can all play together in a second. I can commit some stuff. Why not make it look like a shell, add a brass tip? Let's see, that's not a shotgun hat, red tube, brass shell. Creative license, okay. Big love, I'm a student in Italy and working as a waiter part-time. How can I find a remote job as a software developer? You just have to Google around like Indeed.com, whatever job posting sites. It's just super hard, man. Finding a job in your own country is probably the easiest. Finding a job outside your country is very hard. Has to be remote. They got to be open for people working in various time zones. That's another challenge. A lot of companies have designated working hours, like 9 to 5 Eastern time. And if you are living in some other country, like they expect you to be online at those times. So it would be cool if the aim of the rifle follows the cursor. Yeah, I've been debating adding that so like you can use the mouse to aim and fire. Right now it's all like keyboard based. Which CLI am I using? I'm using Clawude CLI. I've been really thinking about transitions from being a cloud architect to an indie game dev, so it's cool to see you doing some game stuff. Yeah, I think it's it's just for fun. It's fun to just work on something that's a little bit different. Like when you've been doing web dev for a long time, it just gets kind of boring. Cloud architect, do you do a lot of like AWS stuff or using Azure, using GCP? At my work, I did a lot of Terraform, AWS, cloud infrastructure. Tagging, it's good for the context. Hey Cody, how much are you using Claude skills? Is it really a game changer? I haven't even looked up what Claude skills is. I haven't even updated to the latest cursor. I need to try out these new things and make videos on them. I've just been kind of wanting to add features to this. Am I on Twitch right now? Like literally no one watches Twitch, huh? What is the name of the graphics editor? I'm using called Asperite. You can get it on Steam. That's where I found it, Steam. Oh, too bad it ain't free. I mean, it's like $9 or $10 or something. Is that Claude CLI? It is. Hey, Cody, any thoughts on Cursor's new Compose model? Have I tried it yet? I have not tried it. Maybe we could try it right now in the stream. I'd have to update Cursor first. Maybe you've already mentioned this, but what made you decide to create this game? Is it something you'd personally want to play? Yeah, it's just a thing I've always been wanting to do. Like, ever since high school, I've been trying to make games, and I just never finished them. I mean, now I should have to be... Now with my experience and also with AI, there's literally no excuse not to finish a project. Like, you can just vibe code for most of it. Sorry, I don't like using the word vibe code. I like saying agentic coding. Vibe code makes it seem like you don't even like look at the code or understand it. I think you still need to understand the code. But let's see what happens here. We should have added an AK-47, so let's go here. What's up? Welcome from Turkey. Spawn AK-47. I think I might need to hard refresh my game. There we go. I don't know why they don't play sounds, though. Neither the AK-47 or the bolt action rifle you added plays a sound when I fire. Can you look at the pistol and try to figure out what you might have been missing? And then remember to update the adding weapons MD file. Make sure that you tell us how we can add sounds when people fire the weapon. Additionally, see if maybe this is something that should live in the base type of a weapon, or create a new type of abstraction so that every weapon automatically plays a sound, and we can easily configure it from the weapon config as needed to make it load in the correct sound file and play it. That might have been a little bit too much, and this is where I might even throw in an ultra think. And then I'm going to add these before I break everything. This could also be a good idea for plan mode. But I don't know. I get good results literally just prompting like this. I tried playing around with like the Clawude hooks. I tried playing around with like the Clawude actions. All of it just seems like fluff. Like if you can just prompt fast and prompt well and tag stuff with MD files, you get the same results from what I'm seeing. And I really like the iterative approach of like reviewing the changes and then prompting it again. Like I don't want to like keep on hacking on additional stuff. But I don't know. I'm just one person. I'm not really seeing many people online building with Claude Code Live. So if you guys know of anybody, let me know. But this is how I've been doing it. On Reddit, there's people talking about different approaches they've been doing, but are you using a browser game engine? No, I'm just building it from scratch. AWS Azure with Puppet and Terraform. Yeah, I use Terraform at work. My focus is in cloud security, so I do a lot more security side stuff. But as I learn more code and get scarily good with these AI tools, I'm finding a thirst to flex my creative side that is not touched at all in this career. Yeah, I mean, making a game is fun. It's a completely different ball game, right? With like cloud architecture, or like a cloud engineer, you're thinking of like abstractions of like services communicating with each other and like configuring the stuff. With a game, everything's like contained in a single like code base. So you have to think differently about how to like modularize your code so that it can run efficiently. Especially if you start building out a multiplayer game. What hardware do I use? I'm using a MacBook Pro, I believe. I think it's an M3 Pro. Is this project public on GitHub? It is. I could send you a link. Give me a second. GitHub. Survive the Night game, I believe. Is the game published? Yeah, it's published. I'll probably play it with you all in just a second. I like the plan mode for this because it asks the user tool, when you give it those big tasks, it'll ask clarifying questions on how you would like to approach the changes. Yeah, I've seen it ask me a couple things when I do the plan mode. I think it's pretty good. It helps you think a little bit more into like what you're building. You might try it. It's not as clever as Claude Sonnet, but given the speed it offers and the pricing, it's really promising compared to GPT-5 Codex. Cursor might finally catch up a bit. Yeah, bud. Hey, bud. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for the valuable content. Yeah, thanks for joining. I've been building a game of sorts. It's an ARG puzzle game that is super interactive. Slowly but surely. What's an ARG puzzle game? Action. Was wondering, when you mentioned feeling burnt out by YouTube, do you feel like you have to post on YouTube? It's not necessarily that I feel like I have to post on YouTube. Let me rephrase that. I do feel like on YouTube, if you don't consistently post, like your channel kind of dies and you get lost in the ether and like no one remembers you. So I think at least having like one video every week, like that's like the bare minimum. Um, but I think it was more of like I just wasn't really enthusiastic about the stuff I was posting. Hold on a second. Okay, kids are fighting. I thought you're completely off of AI. No, I mean, even in that video that I took down, I said I'm still going to use AI. I think I was just venting in that video. Is that the video you're talking about? The one I took down after like a day? I just felt like the joy of coding is kind of like, AI kind of killed that joy because I've been just basically prompting a lot of features and it just does them. No problem. And you could say, well, don't prompt. You could just code it by hand. Well, then I'm going to be spending months trying to like build out this game and I'll never finish it, you know? So I do see the value in using AI to build stuff. It was just kind of like, saying goodbye to an old way of doing stuff that you've been doing for a long time. And, kind of hard. It's kind of hard. You've been doing something for 13 years a certain way, and all of a sudden it's like, well, kind of changing. What is this? Go swipe animations. What did it do here? Weapon key. Let's take a peek at this. Sound types to MP3, bolt action rifle, AK-47. I don't have. I'm just gonna put these as pistol for now. Out of it. Oh, this is just an indentation thing. No biggie. Weapon config, sound. So it added sounds to all these. Pistol, bolt action. Actually, I think I'll add those back. I might break it though. This one. Weapon registry. An optional sound now. Okay, this looks pretty good, I guess. Go over here and just see if we can actually like... That still works. Spawn AK-47. Spawn AK-47. Okay, that's not playing anything, but I think it's because I need to actually go here. And I don't have a sound called AK-47, so I'm going to say pistol for that. I'm going to say pistol for the action. And then I should be able to refresh. There we go. What was the other weapon? It was called a bolt action rifle. That's kind of weird. What the heck? I gotta fix those. Definitely something going on with the rendering of those. My game crashed again. Yeah, there's definitely like a weird bug going on here where my game like will randomly crash. Consume ammo. I was shooting the machine gun and I ran out of ammo and then the game crashed. So I'm actually gonna like see if add these. When I'm firing the machine gun nonstop and I run out of ammo, the server crashes with the following error. Can you fix it? Oh wait, where'd the arrow go? That's not it. I mean, I'm guessing hit items find. This. It's like looping over the items, and then for some reason, item is just not defined here. Like this is. I think I could probably fix it with that, honestly, but I don't know why. I think it's a race condition. There's probably something in the code that's like removing the ammo from the inventory, but then this code still thinks it's there. Maybe. Might be a hard one to reproduce too. I mean, it didn't crash, so maybe that fixed it. You know, sometimes you don't need to use Claude Code to fix it. Sometimes you can still code the old way, right? I'm gonna add those, adding AK-47 and bolt action. And then I'm gonna commit those, and then we can actually all play together in a little bit. I'm still trying to tweak it to make it feel good with like network performance and stuff. But you guys can try playing it with me. Hey Cody, will you be looking for game music at any point? I watch your channel because I'm learning development, but I'm also an experienced musician. Keep up the great work. Yeah, I mean, if you want to make music for this game, and you don't mind it like being Creative Commons, feel free to add it to the game. I do want, so like there's two modes. There's like daytime. So if you can make us an ambient, kind of scary daytime sound or song that plays in the background. And then when night comes, that's when the zombies swarm in. So if you could also make a more like upbeat battle type of dramatic fighting song, I think that'd be pretty cool. And that's really all I need for now. Like until I add like a menu, those are the only two songs I can think of. Or you can use your best judgment. If there's something else you think you can add in, like the two. Aiming with AWS kind of sucks, not gonna lie. Okay. I will add mouse support. This is like the #1 complaint that people want to be able to aim the gun with the mouse. So I'm gonna add it in. Yeah, same situation as you. Seems like, let me mute this. Same situation as you. Seems like the joy is out. I'm really connected with that video. So for work, I still use AI a lot. Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, it's like a mindset shift. Like I'm still having fun building this game, and it's nice that every day, like I can literally ship like a whole brand new feature or like a whole swath of features, which I enjoy. It's like, oh, I can actually make progress on this game versus before. This would have taken me like, I would have given up. I would have given up before, right? But now I can actually just like prompt Claude Code to help me build out the minimap or add the minimap indicators. You know, it's just like literally I can just prompt stuff and it just adds it in, which is nice. I feel like accomplished that I can at least get something done. There's that little part of me where it's like, well, I didn't really code any of this. But I do wonder if you gave Claude Code to a beginner or a junior, could they be able to build this same multiplayer game that I'm building? I don't know. And that's the question. That's the real question. Because if they can, then for sure, like AI is going to take jobs. Because if you can get a junior or an intern to build this same thing that I built, with Claude Code, then my expertise is not that important, right? Oh, I need an explosion sound as well. So if there's like a dedicated sound person who wants to contribute to this project, I need someone who can really find sounds that are Creative Commons 0, public domain, add them to the game for explosion sounds and whatever else. Anyway, I think the game might actually be deployed now. If you guys want to try playing it, let's go to Survive the Night. SurviveTheNightGame.com. Check it out. Let's play together, see how it goes. And again, this is hosted on East Coast, so look in the bottom right, your ping. Mine's 74, and it's like literally... Not sure why it's so slow for me. But that's another thing I have to kind of look into. It's like, how do I make this more performant? It's playable. It's pretty playable still, for me at least. Oh, I forgot to add in the AK-47 to like the random spawner. So when it's generating the biomes, it's supposed to spawn random items. I think I did not do that. So you guys can keep running around and playing. I'm going to add that while you guys are doing that. Thanks. So laggy though. Good job, squad. All right, let me go back to map manager. I think there is weapon spawn chance. Let me see if this works. I really don't see any Oh, I gotta add him here. Okay. Okay, we got AK ammo. By the way, you can press E and Q if you want to quick switch through your items. I mean your weapons. So if you like picked up a bunch of weapons and you run out of ammo, you can just toggle through them real quick. Trying to make sure that the bolt act. I do want to make sure they do spawn in the game. So like one thing we can do is go to the biomes, right? We go to the biomes / how about the city? I'm going to make sure that in the city we get at least an entity's bolt action rifle and some ammo. Do 3 of them. How about that? And then in the gas station, we're going to do the AK and some ammo. And that's probably good. Just so we know for a fact that they should spawn in the map. So let's add these, and I'll say adding weapon spawns biome. Hit that real quick. All right, I'm pushing an update. The server's going to restart in a second, and we're going to all have to play together. Yeah, there's definitely an issue with like the username entry. I could try to ask Claude to fix that real quick. Would you ever do a series style videos making a web-based game from scratch? No, probably not. The issue is like when I actually make videos on the lower level coding stuff, like I made a video the other day about breadth first search and flood fill, which is one of the algorithms I'm using in this game for the lighting and also um what am I using? Oh, for the editor that I have. It's like it was like one of the worst performing videos. And so I don't know. If I'm gonna sit here and make videos, I do want people to actually like view them. And there's just no interest. Just like literally no interest in like learning how to code the old-fashioned way from what I'm seeing. Give me the AK-47. Let's go. I agree with the AI stuff. Was wondering where the expectations requirements to post was coming from. Obviously in hindsight, but it's because you highly brand. Yeah, I mean, and then also just it's nice to have some extra AdSense money, you know, from YouTube. Yo, these assets are messed up. Gotta fix those. I'd be curious how you approach it. I've slowly started learning Unreal Engine, so I'm dipping my foot into that world a bit. Yeah, I started diving into Unity, and like as the game gets larger, the feedback loop slows down so much. Like I add a feature and then I have to wait for Unity to like refresh, and then I click the run button and it takes forever to like run it. I'm not sure if Unreal's feedback loop is a little bit faster, but Farm City. I'm gonna go to the farm down here. By the way, in the mini map, you can kind of tell. Oh, there's a shotgun. Fine. I'm gonna hog it. Got it. What's up, Test? Let's do this. Oh, by the way, there's a merchant now. You can actually buy stuff from them if you have enough coins. So, like, there's 2 merchants that spawn randomly around the map where you can get coins from killing zombies, and you can go to the merchant to buy ammo or buy weapons and stuff. Caught me on fire, my man. Oh, you can also quick heal. Pistol, what do I got here? Oh, shoot. I didn't see those zombies. I have a, if anyone wants AK ammo, I got like a whole bunch of AK ammo over here. You know, I just tried to press M to load up a full map of the game. Maybe that'd be useful. Yeah, the weapon toggling does not work. Did my game crash? I think it just crashed. Well, at least we got through one day. Yeah, my game totally crashed. I wish I had my terminal. Wait, did I have a... Get server ghost position is not a function. Wonder why I just did that. Oh, the whole server crashed, huh? Yeah, I'll probably have to figure out how to like look into the logs there. Oh, it crashed again. I think it's when people leave the game. Extension E not found. Health render. Interesting. Yeah, making a game's hard. Is it crashing for you guys too? Okay, I fixed the display name issue. Changing items with the scroll bar. I think I do have scroll bar. Changing items with scroll bar would be useful. Bolt action ammo doesn't have sprite. Issue with AK-47 sprite. Issue with the bolt action sprite when facing left. The game is randomly crashing with stuff. Let me see if Clawude can just fix this real quick. The game is randomly crashing sometimes. I think it was when someone disconnected. I got this error. I guess this is a symptom of a vibe-coded app, you know? It just crashes sometimes. Bolt action rifle MP3 is not found. Can someone try leaving the game? I want to see if it crashes when you leave. Yeah. It's when someone disconnects, the whole game crashes, huh? Well, a pretty good bug. Autocomplete for spawn commands? Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Okay, we fixed the username entity. Sweet, I might be able to do something soon for music. I'll let you for weeks, a month. You think you'll be working on this game? I want to work on it until... Honestly, I don't know. Until I feel like it's good, you know? Obviously, games are never done. Projects are never done, but, like, I just want to feel proud of, like, this game that I built. Bolt action doesn't have sprite. Maybe it's my ping. I found a bug to say obstacles in front of you. You keep holding W, for example. The animation keeps going. Yeah, I'll put that in the to-do. And still hear audio when it crashes. Okay, can you make a video where you use AWS Azure for a hobby project from scratch, how things are set up and so on? As a student, it's hard to know what to use because hobby projects are often small. Yeah, if I ever get back into doing AWS videos, maybe. I think I was able to pick up... Was I able to pick up an item when I'm dead? Is dead. Has destructible. If it doesn't have client destructible, return false. Why would that be? Let me see what the reasoning behind that was. The error occurred because when a player disconnects, their entity may still exist in the game state for 1 to 2 frames while being cleaned up, but the client destructible extension has already been removed. When the HUD tries to check if the player or zombie is alive, it would crash trying to... Oh, okay. I mean, I'll just commit that and see if it fixes the issue with the disconnect. But that's probably a larger issue with the design of this. Like, someone disconnecting should never have even had a the chance to break the game. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to deploy something to AWS, like you got to choose, are you doing serverless or are you using like a container host, or are you going to use like a VPS? All of them have all their own little complexities to them. My boy's out of ammo. Switch to his knife. Here, have a landmine. Oh, that's annoying. Using the med pack switches your weapon. I need to fix that. Using the Z quick med pack switches the selected inventory item. Okay, I think the bug fix might be deployed by now. I think there's also a bug like when the game should have resetted. Connected the games. Yeah, I think you have to like hard refresh when the server updates. Alright, can someone try leaving again? And I want to see if the game crashes. Probably faster if I type it too. I think someone left. I mean, it says people left and joined. Yeah, I don't think it's crashing anymore. Dang it. Just crashed. Okay, I'll probably have to spend time actually like reading through all this. Yeah, this is the point where like just copying and pasting errors is probably not a good approach. Like I have to go and actually like read through the code now and try to understand what's a better defensive programming I should add in so that it doesn't crash when people leave. And I also need to understand like why would someone leaving cause it to crash? Because when you leave, it goes and it like removes you from the entities array. But then it broadcasts an event to all the clients saying that player left, which is supposed to just remove you from the entities array too, which would mean that it would never actually like get the update method called. But it doesn't help that I think the code is like minified when it's deployed out. So like I don't, all this stuff is so archaic. So I may have to just turn off like the minification when I deploy it so I can actually understand it. Crafting. I mean, I'll just commit these just because I'm like, maybe they're banned for cheating. I don't think so. I don't have any type of like anti-cheat logic into this game, so. Fix that one real quick. When I press Z to quickly use a med pack, I don't want it to change my selected inventory item. For example, I was trying to shoot a zombie and I pressed Z and it switched from my shotgun to an empty slot. I wish there's a free way to host Java, Go, Python backends. I know VPS is cheap if we use it for multiple projects, but I feel like for sale Netlify Cloud for free tiers make us use JavaScript. Yeah, I mean, if you can't find a cheap host, most of these hosts are like what, 20 bucks a month, maybe $9 a month. DigitalOcean, I think you can get a VM for $5 a month. But at the end of the day, I mean, like, them paying for these servers, like, it costs money. So your best bet is you just host it on your own desktop computer and you create like a Cloudflare tunnel to point a domain to your own computer. Obviously, if your network goes down or your power goes out at your house or your computer dies, that means your service is offline. But if you just want to play around with that, you could check out Cloudflare tunnels for hosting your service on your, like a home. Yeah, Raspberry Pi as well. You could just host stuff there. Oracle free tier is really good. Yeah, maybe go check out that. Is my new stuff deployed now? Hey, if you die, just try leaving the game. I want to see if it crashes still. Or if someone just wants to try leaving. I see that there's 4 players in the game right now. Okay, I mean, it didn't crash. That's good, right? Nope, it just restarted. Maybe it's not crashing, because are you able to walk around now? Disconnected from game server. Oh well. I'll go look at the server logs and try to figure out what it's crashing on, but at least the client's not crashing. I think the issue is that the server's crashing and the client was throwing errors after the server crashes. I gotta look into that. But I've been streaming for about an hour and 15 minutes, so I'm actually gonna call this stream. We're gonna end it. But thank you so much for playing around and beta testing this game with me. It's open source. You guys are welcome to contribute. If you do want to contribute, you can join my Discord. Just message me if you want to like ask what you can help add in. I can just let you know. But yeah, I think my next steps are I want to make it feel less laggy and I want to make sure that it's not going to crash all the time like it is now. I think those are my main priorities. I have a decent amount of features. We got crafting, we got some cool weapons that we added this stream. Oh, the crafting doesn't even work anymore. Broke that. Find a new button for crafting. I think I like refactored the buttons. Maybe I'll add C for crafting. Anyway, hope you guys are enjoying the little game. I'm hoping to make this something that fun that people would actually like, start connecting to randomly at night and playing, but we'll see. That's it. Have a good day.